Hello there again. Okay, so this is where it gets really interesting because we'll talk about what things you might need or some ideas about how you want to film certain types of courses. So for this, actually, I will stand up and take the camera out of the contraption which it's built on, and you will probably laugh at how I'm filming this right now. Okay, so I'll stand up and I'll show you how I'm actually filming this at this moment. So this is for the talking head, if you want to film something in talking head format. So I'll take my phone out now. So I'm using my phone right now. And as you can see, this is my desk, right? And if I turn around, this is how I film it. So I have a table, and on top of the table I have a chair. You can use anything you want. And on that I have a box, and on that I have one of those things which holds soap in the bathroom, because this is a perfect phone holder. Let me just quickly demonstrate. So I have an old phone here, and I just put it in here, right? So the camera's on the back. You also want to film with the back camera, not with the front camera, because it's better quality usually. And you can see the camera is peeking out here, and you're good to go, right? That's as simple as it is. When you're using a phone also, so let's do this from the perspective of the camera. When you're using a phone, make sure it's a rather newer phone and the camera is not too bad. So this this is an iPhone 4, is probably too old and the camera is not good enough. So make sure your phone can film full HD 1080p video, and make sure you check the microphone quality too. So the way you do this is you use the phone, you put it anywhere really before you even do the setup, and you film yourself talking into the camera, then grab a pair of headphones, plug them into the phone, listen to the video, and see if there's any background noise, see if how the microphone quality is, if you haven't already tested this on your phone, right? So if the quality is fine, if the picture is fine, if the sound is good, then you're good to go with this phone. Don't use an iPhone 4. So if you have an iPhone and you want to film using an iPhone, make sure it's newer than the iPhone 6. If you have Samsung, make sure it's newer than the Galaxy S4. So anything newer than the Apple iPhone 6, or in terms of Samsung, newer than the Galaxy S4 will do fine. If you have one of the newer Huawei phones or Nexus phones, you're definitely fine. But you should definitely want to make sure that your microphone makes good sound, because usually the phones have good picture quality, but they might not have the best audio quality. So check on that. If the audio quality is terrible and you don't have access to another better phone, then you can just go ahead and buy an external mic, which you just plug in to the port here, and the sound will be much better. You can also use a Bluetooth mic in this case if you don't want to buy something like this, or maybe you even have a Bluetooth headset already and you can use this to record the audio. So you might wonder, why do I have a chair on top of a table, and on top of that a box? Very simple. So let me demonstrate. If I want to film myself sitting in a chair or standing, then I definitely don't want the phone to be as low as this, right? So this would be looking upwards. This is terrible. You don't want that. You definitely want it to be high enough. So in this case, I'm sitting in front of the camera. Right there, you can see the chair. This is probably the ideal position. If I was standing, I would probably put it even higher, somewhere around here. So standing is probably even more difficult than sitting. Okay, so you have to just find something in your house. You definitely have a table. You definitely have a chair. You can get like an adjustable chair. That's quite good, because you can adjust the height. That's cool. And just put it on and make sure it doesn't fall over, and you're good to go. So about the camera holder, this is probably the cheapest way to get one. You can buy this at a grocery store and just take it out instead of putting it in the toilet. It costs like $1 or $2 or €2 or something like this, and it works just fine. So you might wonder why the box, because when I tested this earlier, I put the holder right here on the chair, and when I put my phone in it, you can actually see the seat, which is not that good. But if I put it up here on the box and put it here, you can actually not see the box or the chair, which is what you want. So make sure your camera is level, make sure it's not like this, right? Make sure it's not like this, make sure it's not like this, make sure it's nice. Do a test shoot and you'll be fine. So let's put this back where it was. Okay, so this should be fine. So here I'm back again. So let's recap. If you want to film talking head, make sure it's at the right height. Make sure the camera is actually sort of at the height of your eye level, right? Make sure the camera is not tilted in any weird way, and make sure there's not something in the frame where you can see what it's standing on, right? So on the bottom where there's like a strip. You don't want that. Let's recap. So you need a phone that's at least capable of full HD video, because Udemy videos are uploaded in HD. And you don't want grainy video to be there, that's not good. And before you use your phone to film, make sure the audio is okay. So film a test video at sort of this distance. Put some headphones in it and listen to it. Is there background noise? Is there like weird ambient noise? How's the quality? Can people clearly understand what you're saying? If every single one of those boxes is ticked, so you can film good video quality, your audio quality is fine, then you can go ahead and try to find a setup. So in this case, I used a table, a chair, a box, and one of those toilet things, which is really, you know, that's probably the cheapest way of doing it, and you probably have something like this lying around anyways, then you're good to go. For other methods of filming, you might need to use a different approach. So for overhead, that's going to be a bit more difficult. So I usually just use some kind of plank, which I jam into something. So yeah, we'll talk about how you film overhead in the next video. Okay, so in this video, we were talking about what type of phone you can use, and if you want to film talking head, how you're going to do that. In the next video, we'll talk about how you film overhead. Okay.